A private ambulance was called without your consent. Ask who did it. Archangel Michael says, what you're about to uncover is more than a mystery, it's a planned move meant to silence you. Somewhere, without your knowledge or permission, your name was whispered over a phone, and an ambulance was dispatched not as a help, but as a trap. Someone close to your life is working behind closed doors, and they never thought you'd find out this fast. The sirens didn't echo for your health, they were summoned to remove you from a situation that someone feared you'd expose. There are conversations taking place behind your back, involving your personal history, your mental wellness, and documents you never signed. The moment the ambulance was scheduled, your life's narrative shifted into someone else's control. A private ambulance doesn't arrive without authorization. It was meant to make it look like you were unstable, unwell, incapable. But the truth is, it's the person who made the call that's hiding something far darker than anyone knows. You were never supposed to find out. That's why no medical report was handed to you. That's why no one mentioned the name of the facility where they planned to take you. They were hoping you'd be too confused, too alarmed, too disoriented to ask questions. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, the divine realm is now alerting you with undeniable clarity. This ambulance wasn't sent from the hospital, it was arranged through a back-channel number. The driver didn't even have your updated health file, but they had your address, your recent movement, and even your blood type. They expected you to collapse under pressure. They were betting on your silence. But this alert has reached you just in time to reclaim the power that someone was trying to strip away. A woman you trust is at the center of this. She spoke to someone pretending to act in your best interest. She used phrases like, I'm concerned, and, it's for their own good, but her voice was laced with betrayal. The ambulance didn't just come. It waited. Its engine ran quietly a few streets down until the final call was made. What they hoped to execute in minutes, the angels interrupted in seconds. Type Amen to get blessing 547. If you're feeling dizzy, weak, or mentally clouded, it's not just stress. A foreign medication may have been introduced to you recently, disguised as something routine. Someone offered you something to help you relax or ease your headache, but it was meant to fog your mind. The paperwork was already in motion before you even showed a sign of distress. They forged your consent, or manipulated your emotions to get it. That person has access to your personal details, and they shared it without a blink. This plot is bigger than just a single ambulance. There's a set of decisions being made behind the curtain, medical, legal, emotional, every one of them designed to control your next move. And the reason they're pushing so hard is because you are about to uncover something too important to them. You are not imagining what you feel. You are not being too sensitive. You are being spiritually warned. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The call logs from last night will tell you more. At around 3:12 a.m., a number you don't recognize rang twice and never left a voicemail. That number links back to a medical transportation unit, yet you never dialed them. Somebody rehearsed what they would say about you. They knew exactly how to describe your symptoms to sound convincing. They described the clothes you wore the day before, the food you ate, the way you spoke, all painted in a distorted way. This level of detail wasn't gathered randomly. It was watched. Someone has been observing you not just in your home but outside it, near your local pharmacy, maybe even at your workplace. The pieces they collected were used to create a fake emergency. Archangel Michael says, heaven intercepted it. You were not meant to be taken today. Type Amen to get blessing 646. There was one man in uniform that hesitated. He sensed the wrongness. He asked a question that delayed their plan and allowed time for divine protection to intervene. Right now, someone is panicking. They've seen the ambulance return empty, and their plan unraveled. They are rewriting their story fast, trying to blame stress, confusion, or your lifestyle. But you are being shown the whole picture now. Your name is safe in heaven's book, and this earthly betrayal is being pulled apart, thread by thread. The ambulance wasn't the threat, it was the message it carried. And that message was, someone wants you removed quietly. Type Amen to get blessing 885. You'll start to notice strange behavior. Someone will avoid eye contact when you mention the word ambulance. Another person may nervously offer to check on you a little too frequently. These are not kindnesses, they are rehearsals. Your environment has shifted subtly. You may have noticed your keys moved. Your water tastes different. Or your mail seems opened, just slightly. That's not paranoia. That's preparation, from the ones trying to paint you as unstable. But here's what they never counted on, your divine awareness. Once activated, no deception can stand in front of it. You are walking in protective alignment now. And the angelic interference is stronger than their agenda. Type Amen to get blessing 1117. Keep your belongings close over the next 48 hours. Don't allow anyone to mix your food, your supplements, or your tea. Don't leave your phone unattended around those who've acted strangely lately. A neighbor has already overheard something, they just haven't told you yet. They heard the phone call and caught a few alarming words. They saw a face they didn't expect to be involved. Archangel Michael says, divine judgment is close. The person who initiated the ambulance was also trying to submit a psychiatric recommendation behind your back. They wanted you isolated, declared unfit, and handled for your own safety. The only danger you were ever in was from them. Type Amen to get blessing 444. A certain text message has vanished from your phone. It was deleted remotely using mirrored device access. That message held the original clue, a time, a name, and a confirmation code. This is not just about betrayal. It's about someone trying to rewrite your future. Their end goal was to keep you from reaching something, perhaps an inheritance, a secret document, or a visit that was meant to bless you. The ambulance was a smokescreen. A tool. It wasn't about healing, it was about hiding. You're closer now to exposing the root. Keep walking. Keep praying. Don't be afraid of the discomfort you feel. That's not illness. That's discernment. Type Amen to get blessing 2223. A woman with a silver ring and a red bag knows more than she says. She signed a document using your name, or guided someone who did. Her eyes trembled when she spoke about health last week. There's still one more attempt coming, a softer one. Someone will say they're just worried. They'll suggest a clinic just for a quick checkup. Don't go. Archangel Michael says, heaven is sending alternative help. Watch for signs through a compassionate stranger, a shift in weather, a power flicker, or an unusual bird sound. Divine messages will not stop until you're safe. Because your story is not over. Type Amen to get blessing 1390. This situation may feel like chaos, but it is divine correction in motion. What was meant to lock you in, is being turned into the key that will unlock your future. The people involved will start exposing each other without realizing it. You'll overhear a name soon. Write it down. It'll match with a message or a clinic you never registered with. That's your trail. Your home has remained safe. But your boundaries need reinforcement. Close windows. Update locks. Change where you keep your identification documents. The woman who initiated the plan is growing desperate. Her next action will be rushed and clumsy. Type Amen to get blessing 7654. This is the hour you're rising again. What was meant to humiliate you is about to be revealed as false. The ambulance wasn't a call for help, it was a command to erase. But heaven interrupted. Because you still have purpose. And now, their secret is no longer safe. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The wheels that didn't roll that night still left tracks in the spiritual realm. That private ambulance was stopped by divine command, not because of any earthly interference. You didn't see the sirens, but the heavens did, and they took action before the vehicle reached your door. The paramedics were not innocent. At least one of them was instructed not to ask questions. He was given a folder that contained vague reasons for the pickup but had one specific instruction: do not allow them to resist. There are hospitals that never received your case file because it was never meant for official records. This was a covert transfer attempt, meant to move you from safety into silence. They intended to sedate you before your voice reached the one person who could expose them. Type Amen to get blessing 7852. It's no coincidence that your recent symptoms suddenly began: blurred memory, unexplained fatigue, and emotional heaviness. They've been testing your reactions. Measuring how much resistance you'd show when confused. Archangel Michael says, don't second-guess what you remember. The flashes of memory you keep having, someone speaking your name in a room, the hum of tires outside your building, the reflection of flashing lights in a mirror, these are real fragments. They were hoping you'd write them off as dreams. But this is no dream. This is a warning. And you were chosen to receive it. Someone in a white coat is in contact with the caller. The doctor you trust may not be involved, but their signature may have been copied. Their identity may have been used to approve something they never even saw. Type Amen to get blessing 9013. Pay attention to the documents around your house. One has a scribbled note in the corner that you never wrote. Another form has a date you don't recognize. They were creating a paper trail long before the ambulance was activated. What's terrifying is the calmness with which they did it. The voice that made the call spoke clearly. They weren't panicked. They were rehearsed. And that's how you know it wasn't an emergency, it was a setup. The angels were surrounding your home that night. The tires turned back without your knowledge. The medics spoke into their radios in confusion. The plan collapsed like ashes in the wind. Because it was never destined to succeed. Type Amen to get blessing 6112. One person among them, maybe a nurse, maybe a driver, is now facing moral guilt. They didn't know the full extent. They didn't realize it was about control, not care. And now, they want to help you silently. Soon, you'll be contacted anonymously. Maybe through a message. A misplaced note. An indirect post on a social platform that sounds too specific to be coincidence. That message will confirm what heaven has already shown you. Archangel Michael says, the time to stay silent has ended. This is the moment where you begin gathering what's yours again. Your dignity. Your rights. Your body. Your mind. You are no one's patient without permission. You are no one's victim. Type Amen to get blessing 2349. They knew you'd be hard to convince. That's why they tried to orchestrate fear. They believed that if they created a moment of emotional instability, they could frame you as mentally unwell. You are not unstable. You are awake. And now they're terrified that you'll speak. What you must prepare for now is the next wave of false concern. Someone will cry. Someone will beg for your forgiveness. Someone will say, I just didn't know what else to do. But don't be fooled. This regret is not rooted in love. It's rooted in exposure. Type Amen to get blessing 1991. You will begin to see changes in tone. Apologies will seem sudden. Invitations will become more frequent. People who distance themselves will return with strange smiles. Observe. Do not react. Heaven is positioning you not just to survive this, but to conquer the energy behind it. This wasn't just about removing you. It was about blocking a future event you were about to witness. A document. A meeting. A transfer. A person from your past who is about to reveal something massive. And the ones behind the ambulance, they know. They know your presence at that meeting would ruin their long-kept secret. Type Amen to get blessing 3010. They say timing is everything, and heaven's timing shattered their plan. Had the ambulance arrived just 20 minutes earlier, things could have spiraled. You may have been injected. You may have been admitted under false name. You may have been locked away, for observation. But the angels delayed it. They distracted a bird that flew into the ambulance windshield. They caused a roadblock 5 miles down. They interrupted the signal that activated the secondary call. All so you could wake up in your own bed. Still free. Still powerful. Still aware. Type Amen to get blessing 4536. You'll feel sudden moments of déjà vu now. Images replaying. People's expressions shifting mid-sentence. All of this is part of your awakening. The deeper truth is this: you are being protected because your voice is part of a bigger purpose. And someone's afraid that if you speak, their entire network collapses. That ambulance wasn't for your health, it was for your containment. Archangel Michael says, the time has come to write down everything. Names. Dates. Feelings. Hints. Odd conversations. Emails. Texts. Gather your truth like armor. Because the next time they come knocking, you'll already be standing in your divine protection. And this time, they'll be the ones afraid to speak. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. The ambulance might have left quietly that night, but the intention behind it still screams in the silence. That call wasn't made out of love. It was made out of fear. Fear that you would uncover what they've spent years trying to hide. A person connected to your medical history, someone who once had access to your files, is directly involved. They didn't act alone. This was orchestrated with the help of a woman who's been smiling too sweetly lately. The same woman who recently began asking if you've been feeling okay lately. They planted the doubt, hoping you would second-guess yourself. Type Amen to get blessing 8521. You may have already felt the shift, people treating you differently, watching your reactions, pretending to care while measuring your every word. They're waiting for signs that their plan is still working. But what they don't know is that the divine already revealed their shadowy moves. There are two witnesses to what happened that night. One saw the ambulance pause near your lane and take a strange U-turn. The other caught the vehicle on a motion-activated camera. That footage exists. And soon, you'll have access to it. Because no lie survives forever when angels are involved. Archangel Michael says, it's time for the mirror to turn. Type Amen to get blessing 9843. One of the biggest red flags is the person who suddenly distanced themselves right after that night. Watch their steps. Listen closely. Their silence isn't peace, it's guilt. They were told to stand back. To avoid interfering. To let professionals handle it. But no professional ever acts without consent. No professional ever arrives with pre-filled forms and silence in their eyes. They were going to sign you away. Disappear you emotionally. Erase your voice under the excuse of care. But now their timeline is broken. Because you woke up in time. Type Amen to get blessing 6284. You will soon discover a note, perhaps hidden in your drawer, under old clothes, behind a picture. It was placed there in case their original plan succeeded. A final string to manipulate your trust if you woke up in an unfamiliar place. But you never reached that place. The angels stopped the wheels from spinning, stopped the phone from ringing again, stopped the folder from being filed. There was a nurse in the facility waiting to receive you. She was not told the truth. But she is one of the first who will expose what's happening behind those medical walls. Your case was listed under a false diagnosis that never came from your doctor. Type Amen to get blessing 12321. Someone within your family is connected to this. They believed the lie. Or worse, they helped build it. Their involvement was subtle. A quiet signature. A backdoor confirmation. But the angelic realms have eyes beyond paper and pen. Archangel Michael says, this betrayal is not to break you. It's to awaken you to your own legacy of strength. You come from a line of warriors, those who could not be hidden, silenced, or removed. That blood still runs in you. And now it burns through every false record with truth. Type Amen to get blessing 91001. The ambulance was called in haste, but the fallout is unfolding slowly. And now, they're scrambling. Someone is revising their story. Changing words. Editing emails. Erasing call logs. But divine memory does not forget. Heaven already downloaded every moment of that night. The false call. The whispered plan. The trembling hands of the person who knew it was wrong but proceeded anyway. The same hands are shaking now. Because your silence is over. Your truth is loud. Type Amen to get blessing 4747. Prepare for someone to offer you a letter. They'll say it's for your clarity. They'll tell you it's to explain what happened. But that letter is a lie written in concern's costume. Do not accept it. Instead, ask for the original documents, the ambulance dispatch ID, the driver's name, the hospital order. They won't be able to produce them all, because the ones they forged are falling apart under divine inspection. The heavens are flipping their files upside down. Every document not rooted in truth is being burned spiritually. You are now standing in full exposure. Type Amen to get blessing 8820. What was sent to confine you has now become your evidence. The angels didn't just protect you, they prepared a case around you. A spiritual case. A truth that glows in the dark. That truth is about to meet the light of day. Watch closely. The one who pretended to help will soon disappear from your life, not because they've succeeded, but because they've been spiritually dismissed. And the person who watched silently, unsure how to speak, will come forward. Their guilt will overcome their fear. You will hear a sentence that starts like this: I didn't know what they were doing. When you do, listen, but don't forget. Forgiveness is divine, but awareness is your shield. Type Amen to get blessing 101010. Archangel Michael says, a new phase of strength is entering you now. One where no secret can remain hidden. One where no call can go unanswered. One where no ambulance can come uninvited. Your soul is no longer passive. It is alert. It is radiant. It is armed with discernment. And those who tried to remove you will now be removed themselves from your destiny path. Because divine justice is no longer approaching, it's arrived. The silence that followed the failed ambulance call has been loud with guilt. Every minute that passed without them reaching you increased their panic. What they once controlled through manipulation is slipping through their fingers now, because you're no longer in the dark. That vehicle, meant to transport you against your will, carried a note with your name in bold. But that note had a second signature. A signature not from any real doctor, but from someone who posed as one. That person is now under spiritual investigation, and divine consequence is already at their doorstep. They thought that once the ambulance door shut behind you, you'd have no voice left. But heaven reopened that door before it ever closed. Type Amen to get blessing 10013. Since that night, someone has been watching you, not with ill intent, but in confusion. They were part of the plan, but they weren't told the whole story. Now they're realizing that what they helped coordinate was not to protect you, but to eliminate your influence. The nurse who denied your file entry now finds her name flagged in a system she didn't consent to join. The one who agreed to observe you has quietly left the facility after spiritual conviction reached their heart. They knew something was wrong when the paramedics refused to answer direct questions. This isn't about mental health. It's about mental control. And they failed. Type Amen to get blessing 60321. You will feel a shift in the energy of your surroundings. The house that once felt invaded will begin to feel peaceful again. That's not accidental. It's a result of your spiritual awareness breaking every trap that was designed around you. They underestimated your connection to the divine. They believed if they could make you doubt your reality, they could write a new one. But now you've reclaimed the pen. Archangel Michael says, this final phase is not just about survival, it's about your rise. They came in silence. You'll leave in glory. Type Amen to get blessing 49494. Watch closely as 3 people slowly detach themselves from your life. They will stop calling. They will avoid contact. They won't return things they borrowed. Don't chase them. Their silence is their confession. The ambulance wasn't just a physical event, it was symbolic. It represented an attempted transfer of your authority into the hands of those who fear your future. And now, that future is unfolding even brighter, without them. The more you heal, the more uncomfortable your light becomes for those who thrived in your pain. Let them go. Because this new chapter will not require explanations, only elevation. Type Amen to get blessing 77777. From this moment on, trust the instincts that kept you awake that night. They weren't fear, they were downloads from heaven. That tingling on your skin. That uneasy feeling in your stomach. That sudden urge to stay inside. Those were not just emotions. They were angelic alarms. They were heaven shouting before the sirens ever did. The spiritual war around you is concluding. The last file. The last whisper. The final replay of that attempted betrayal is being stamped void. You are stepping out of their design and into God's. Type Amen to get blessing 20005. Expect a surprising visit within 72 hours. Not from someone involved, but someone sent to affirm everything you've seen. They will offer information that matches what was hidden. Receive it. But speak little. Let heaven continue revealing piece by piece. Do not fall into emotional entanglements with those who try to cry their way back into your peace. Remember, the ones who orchestrated the ambulance would have let you disappear without a goodbye. You owe them nothing, but you owe yourself everything. Archangel Michael says, this is the final sweep. Every trace of their plot is being erased. You will feel yourself breathing lighter. Thinking clearer. Sleeping deeper. Because you're no longer carrying what they tried to bury you under. Type Amen to get blessing 65432. You have outgrown their manipulation. Their labels no longer stick. Their whispers no longer echo. The ambulance they sent without your consent has become a divine alarm against them. And now, heaven has opened the scroll of your purpose again. It reads, the one who could not be removed shall now be elevated. Let this settle in your heart. Let this truth anchor in your bones. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are reborn in awareness. They called for your silence. But all they summoned was your voice.